Live one-on-one conversation, 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comings with the it factor. It's the Jazzie KWard coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Jazzie After Dark.
What's up, everybody? I'm just over here all in the mix. I'm all in the groove. For our special guest tonight is recording artist and saxophonist, Mr. Charles P Walker, y'all. He is my special guest. Again, happy Monday to everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. Thank you so much for your support of KWard Radio. But don't forget, make sure you jump over on my YouTube channel to KWard Radio. Right over, yeah, right there. There's a little bell. Make sure you hit the notification button twice so you can get the notifications of the show, as well as KWardRadio.com. Make sure you subscribe, your email address, some great things coming down the line. And shame on you if you don't do any of this stuff, okay? Shame on you. So are you guys excited about the show? Well, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's get it started right now.
from WKRW. Welcome to Artist Talk, a live one-on-one conversation with your host, the man with the golden voice, Jazzie KWard.
What's up, everybody? I am Jazzie KWard, and welcome to another edition of Jazzie After Dark, Artist Talk. A special guest tonight is recording artist and saxophonist Charles P Walker. Now, he's an Alabama native who started playing the saxophone at the age of 12. His musical influences were, just to name a few, Grover Washington Jr., Kirk Whalum, Cannonball Adderley, one of my favorites too, and Mr. Gerald Albright. So I'm excited to have this great conversation with him tonight. And don't forget to go ahead and do the hashtag shame on you. Go ahead and get started. Hashtag shame on you. And someone tonight could be a lucky winner of a little prize package from me, from Jazzie KWard, as well as make sure you put in the comments where everyone is watching from and share the video. Share the video, share the live, share the love, y'all. And let's give a lot of love and let's welcome to the show, Mr. Charles P Walker.
Hey, how are you?
What's up, my brother? How are you?
Oh, hey, like you said earlier, for a Monday, it's pretty good.
for a Monday, right? I tell you. Hey, everybody, I wanted to say hello. Hey, to Rose Lady Edmond. If you don't know the Jazz Lovers Corner, shame on you. You better know the Jazz Lovers Corner, right? Shame on you. So I see people coming in the room. And again, I want to say hello to everybody. Hey, we got Nicole. We got New Jersey in the house. She's hanging out with us. What's up, recording artist? Bert Cody is in the house. Shame on you if you don't know Bert.
Bert sent me a message earlier today.
He did. Okay,
yeah.
Great. Mr. Kenneth Wynn, how are you, my friend? Thank you so much for stopping by. My girl, the one and only Miss Ace Hardy. What's up, my friend? So good to see you as always. Thank you all so much for your support. If you have questions for our guest tonight, any questions or comments? Hey, Miss Colleen is hanging out with us. Good evening to you. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you have any questions or comments for our guest tonight, make sure you post them there in the comments. Don't forget to go over to his website, which is his name, Charles P as a Paul, Walker.com, and check out his website. So again, Charles, welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Good to be here. So, I'd just like to kind of, start the show off, a lot is still going on, with the pandemic. What are we going on, 2 years now?
I know, right?
Mentally, my brother, just you, your family, how have you been taking care of yourselves during this time?
We've been trying to take heed to, just stand away from large crowds, wearing your mask. And, I have some family members with compromised immune systems. So I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I brought that back to my house,
Oh, I know. I even thought to myself, Charles, I just never thought I would even live through something like this. And yeah. I also found myself, even though I thank God I'm able to telework and work from home, which at first I didn't think I would like, but I've kind of got used to it.
Yep.
So I don't really have to go back in the office, so if any of my directors are watching, look, just leave a brother at home. So
just telling you more productive at home.
I am more productive at home. Well, let me ask you, outside of music, in that, did you find yourself during this time, Charles, did you have things you thought in order that you thought maybe that you had things taken care of? Because this pandemic made me kind of reevaluate some things to put in a better perspective. Because I was like, you know what, Jazzie, you need to get some things taken care of. Did you find yourself kind of in that a little bit?
Dude, yes, absolutely. I was looking at insurance. I was readjusting investment, you know, looking more into that, you know, something that I'd always said I wanted to do. And when COVID hit, and you know, when it's basically kind of like a parent said, when it sat us down, you know, it was like it kind of forced you to kind of, like you said, start evaluating other things and really thinking. And yeah, man, it was. I was just telling a coworker this morning, I was like, you know, as awful as it is, and as awful as it has been, people losing loved ones, on the other hand, it's kind of been a blessing, because it kind of put us back in perspective, you know. Something as simple as sitting down, having a meal with the entire family and having a decent conversation.
That's true.
You know, well, when before that, everybody's on that hustle and bustle. You may be doing your thing in one room and everybody doing their thing. And, you know, and you just kind of realize, like, wow, how much you miss that round the table family, you know, time.
Right. Yeah. You know, I even thought about that, Charles, is that, you know, I don't have children. I'm married, but I mean, I have no kids. But, you know, even when you brought up the fact about like insurance, making sure, you know, these things were in order, but it also gave me enough time, you know, music that I was working on, like my radio station, things that I have put on the shelf for a long time. It's like now I can finally have some time for myself to work on those things. And I think that's a lot of times we're so busy with life, and we forget sometimes with friends and family members. Like, I found myself calling people more. Family that I check on like once a year. I was like, I know you don't hear from me that often, but I want to check on you, because people around me, Charles, were just passing like left and right. It did become very simple.
Yeah. Life is so fragile, man. You can be here today, gone tomorrow, you know. And so it's one of those things when somebody's on your heart or your mind, you act on it.
Act on it. That's true. Make sure you definitely act on it. Hey,
Colleen, good evening.
Good evening to you. And I guess that can be a question that I could ask you. I think Bert said, I still want the white sax.
Yeah, that's what he messaged me this morning about it. Bert, I got this thing. This is a Selma Paris. I ordered it special like this because I saw Gerald Albright's. He had one like this years ago. And I ordered this when they were on strike. And so when I got it, man, it was a lemon. I had to literally have this thing entirely overhauled to make it work right.
It's a beautiful saxophone.
Thanks.
It's great. Do you name your saxophone? Do you have a name for it?
It's funny. I have some friends. My pastor's wife, she named this one Moses. So this is Moses. She said because Moses bring the people together. So,
and you know what? Hey, yes, he does. Wow, it definitely brings music. I think brings people together because it's so healing for the mind, the body, and the soul. And what I wanted to, my first question is for you, Charles, is why should people care about jazz music?
You know, it's one of those things. Well, I mean, jazz music, you have vocals too, but a lot of times, you know, you think of jazz, you think of instrumental. So a lot of times when you don't have words to be in your mind and you can just enjoy the music, it kind of puts you in a calming place. For me, that's me, and that's other people I know, especially other musicians I know. They will, I know they'll agree to that.
You know, and you know, that's what music has allowed me to do as well, because even, you know, being at home now, I find myself having the opportunity to listen to the music. Because, you know, when you get in the car, I mean, I turn on satellite radio, put a CD on, 9 times out of 10, we're either on the phone and the music is just kind of in the background. So, and I've just allowed myself to be able to stop, look, and just take my time and focus on music.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
moving into my next question is, through your music, how do you tell the truth by playing the saxophone?
You know, people that know me, that grew up with me, especially like my close family, they say I'm a man of few words. But when I start playing that horn, when I put this mouthpiece in my mouth, I'm
Right.
comfortable. You know, everything else kind of feels awkward, but when I do that, and that's my language. You know,
That's
and I've always, because I'm not speaking words,
right.
so I never forget I heard Kirk, and it makes a lot of sense. Kirk Whalum said, you know, he said, I always want to play like I'm singing to someone. And so
Right.
when I play, a lot of times I play as if I'm singing. And, you know, a lot of people say, oh, I can just hear the words. I could just hear the words. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I achieved that. You know, I achieved that goal. Yeah.
Achieve that goal. I can definitely relate to that. Who inspired you to do music?
Man, I started playing saxophone in seventh grade.
Mhm.
Eighth grade, I was like, you know, still young, just kind of like doing it because my friends were doing it.
Right.
And I tried out for all county.
Okay.
And this is how God worked that out. I came home and I saw Grover Washington Jr. On TV on a music video, and I saw Kenny G
Okay.
playing Silhouette, and I was like, "Oh, that is cool." I was like, I think I might want to do that. Went back to school, but I was saying to myself, I don't know if I'm gonna be that. I don't know, man. That may be hard to do. I
Right.
get back to school and found out I made first year all county, and I was like, maybe I got something here. Well, then
Right.
that Sunday. Now I grew up in a Southern Baptist church where only thing that was the organ, piano. You know, this was like preachers said no women in the pulpit.
Oh,
Wear a dress only, and no other instruments but an organ or piano. And my pastor, I think I played a song at his wife's funeral, and it touched him so that he asked me if I would start playing music at church, and I've just been playing ever since.
well, John, I'm gonna put you on the spot now,
Mhm.
and I just, just for the audience, those who watching who go back and watch the replay, could you just give us like a little snippet of something that you can play? Just a snippet.
Just a snippet of something. Okay. Let me think.
Okay.
I'm gonna play one of my favorite hymns.
Okay. Well, you know, on that, my brother, all I can say is the doors of the church are open, ladies and gentlemen. Pass the collection plate. Make sure you go over to CharlesPWalker.com. Everybody on this live right now, it's all about support. Make sure you go. This brother has a brand new song we're also going to talk about later on in the show. But check out his website and go on the website too, Charles. They can download your music as well.
On the website, I'm going to have that up there by this weekend, but they can definitely get this that single on like Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, YouTube.
Okay. I mean, and tell us, what was the name of that hymn?
How Great Thou Art.
That great. Okay. I thought so, but I just wanted to make sure.
It's so funny because I noticed you had one of my friends, Darren Ron, on here, and he said he was like that was his favorite too. Like, oh man, that is so crazy. He actually he mixed my song for me.
Wow, great.
Yeah.
Hey, we need more of that. And you know, before we go to a commercial break, you know, Charles, how important has your faith and your family been to you on this journey as well?
Very important. I mean, you know, I'm at the point now where, you know, I'm not trying to do videos or talk to people and give a certain face or say a certain thing. I'm about being real because I want people to be real with me. The honest thing is there's times I have a new perspective on it. There were times when I would be so concerned about how my song's going to do, and hope somebody pick me up, and I just wanted to play. I want to be a part of a label and do this, blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, I come to realize probably a couple of years ago, take all this time to realize, like, you know what? I'm getting all depressed and upset and wanting to quit because I'm trying to make it happen. And that probably, the way I'm trying to make it happen, that is probably not the way God wants it to happen, you know?
That's true.
And so if it wasn't for my family just staying on me those days where I've like, I'm not doing it anymore, I don't want to do it, and them talking to me, I probably wouldn't be doing it.
I understand, my brother. We have a comment from Tootie Malone. She said, I love that sound. It is.
Great.
Let me tell you, if you don't know Charles P. Walker, and you just learning this brother tonight, shame on you. Shame on you for not knowing who this brother is, because he has that it factor, y'all. So make sure you go over to the website, check this brother out, support him as well. So what we're going to do, I'm your host, Jazzie KWard. You're tuned into Artist Talk. We're going to take about a 45-second break, and we're going to have a little bit more conversation, right?
Bright Star Award-winning Best International Artist Candy Switson is coming to the UK. Don't miss the Queen of Sophisticated Soul performing live for 2 dates, one in London and one in Birmingham. The Midas Touch Tour starts on Tuesday the 9th of November 2021 at the Pheasantry in Chelsea, London, and then continues on Friday the 12th of November at the Pizza Express Live in Birmingham. That's the award-winning Candy Switson in the UK this November. To book tickets for either date, visit pizzaexpresslive.com.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Jazzie KWard, and you're tuned into Artist Talk. We're talking with national recording artist and saxophonist, Mr. Charles P. Walker. And welcome back to the show. And Charles, hey, Heidi. What's up, my friend, Miss Heidi Tan, recording artist? That's right. Shame on
you. You got me saying that now.
Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit of a story about the shame on you. So I always tell people, I use the hashtag shame on you, because I would ask people, well, do you know this person? They were like, no, shame on you. So my logic behind that is to discover new people, new things. Because, you know, when somebody asks me, do you know Jazzie KWard? It's like, no. I said, shame on you for not knowing who I am. Right. You know, just, discover, you don't know Charles P. Walker? No. Well, let me tell you what, go over to CharlesPWalker.com and you can find out more information about it. I think we all have that it factor. You know, whatever we do in life, that's what we have. So Colleen said, shame on you that doesn't know Charles P. Walker's music. That's right.
I
Shame on
love
you.
Colleen. She's been. I've recently met her online, but she's been such a more of a support than people I've known for years. So I appreciate her.
She is absolutely amazing. She's truly a gift. And before we go into our next question, I asked everybody to do shame on you. And it's a trivia, just something Jazzie gives away on the show. And then also you're going to get the opportunity to win something from our guest tonight, Charles Walker. So are we ready to do the giveaway? Okay. So if you put shame on you in, we're going to see who's going to win a prize from Artist Talk right here. Let's go. Here we go. I can't see the screen. You have to let me know. Here we go. Let's see who's going to be the lucky winner. I keep saying I'm going to add some music to it too. The program doesn't have any music in it yet. Let's see. Hey, congratulations, Ace Hardy, on being the lucky winner tonight. I will hit you up, or you hit me up and send me your address so I can forward you the prize from the show tonight. But Charles, I wanted to ask you this question. When you think about the history of jazz music as being a recording artist, is it a sacrifice for you to play jazz music? And if it is, what is that sacrifice people may not understand about jazz?
Well, yeah, when I think about it being a sacrifice, I think about a couple of things. One being, not a lot of people, jazz is not like popular like pop, R&B, stuff like that. So I made the choice to play this instrument, play jazz. I play all other genres, but when it comes to jazz, it's one of those things where it's just that much more harder to, get out to the masses and to be known. So that is definitely a sacrifice in going down that road there. I'll tell you another sacrifice too, depending on, if you are a child of God and you've been playing in church all your life, and sometimes some churches are so strict. If you playing anything other than gospel, you're heathen. How dare you? You know what I'm saying? It's just, and so sometimes that's a sacrifice, because I've been in churches where I've, at a young age where, if they found out you was playing anything else other than gospel music, you had to pick one. Right. You had to quit playing in the church or go out and, and it's crazy.
I can imagine being that sacrifice. And I've had other friends who are recording artists that, they sing kind of jazz and soul music, if you could say, but then they may also be in the gospel realm. And, they've been told by bishops and other, like, well, wait a minute, I saw a video with you singing some R&B music. And so now you're, okay. And, they're like, well, what is the problem here? God is in me wherever I go. I love to do both. Mm-hmm. So you're telling me I kind of have to pick one, so I could imagine the sacrifice that, artists, have to go, because again, sometimes I don't want to get too much into the church, but, friends that I know that grew up and rooted in the church, is like, jazz, it's a lot. Sometimes it's a lot that, some people unfortunately kind of judge you for what you do within the gospel area,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But have you ever thought about this? Do you consider yourself a jazz artist, or do you consider yourself a musician? I was talking with watching her, Terry Lynn Carrington, about a conversation with her being a drummer. So how did you define Charles Walker? Artist, musician?
Yep, artist, musician. I never wanted to put that label as jazz only,
Right.
because when they hear that, it's already, as soon as a person see a saxophone,
Right.
they go straight to jazz. But I'm like, I play everything else. I've done session work for country music. I've done
Right.
session work for pop. I've done session work for all types of music. Because I never wanted to put myself or pigeonhole myself into one box to where people are only calling me for one thing.
For one thing, right. Yeah, I could only imagine when people do see the saxophone, they say, oh, well, he just does jazz. But you are, in your own right, you are a musician.
There you go.
Yep. You are a musician. So everybody, if you're just tuning into the show tonight, my special guest is a recording artist, Charles Walker. Make sure you visit his website, charlespwalker.com. And what we're going to do now, we're going to check out a performance from this young man that you don't want to miss. And it's all right here on Jazzie After Dark. I am Jazzie KWard. Hey everybody, that was Charles P. Walker, and he was brother. You was playing that song, "Life Change." Life
Yeah.
Change. I
Thank
was
you.
over here getting some texts, and people was like, "Is that available on a CD of yours?"
Yes, it's actually on my first CD that I came out. It's titled. They can go online and find it. It's titled "Life Changing."
Okay.
Journey Called Grace, and it's
Okay.
that's my title song, "Life Changing," that I wrote.
Wow. Thank you.
Hmm.
So, what has been some life changing? If you can tell me one, maybe one particular thing that's been life changing in your life, Charles, that you can share with us.
Oh, dude, man. So, in the midst of actually working on this project, because I mean, as you know, it's expensive to
Oh,
record. You know, uh, and I have 15 songs on this, and so you can imagine. I didn't realize, rookie newbie to recording. All I knew was every year it was like, oh, I don't have the money to do it. I can't do it. Can't find anybody to help me. And it was
right.
one of those situations where, you know, me and some friends, we were like, let's just start. And then I start, and then I hit a bump in the road, and I would just hear like God, the Holy Spirit would just say, just keep going. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. I got you.
Right.
And literally, when I was recording that song that you heard, I didn't know. I was like, oh man, we're not gonna be able to finish it. Things happening, life happens.
Right.
And it was like I just kept hearing, just keep going, just keep doing it, keep doing it. And I did it, man, and finished it. And that was a life changing moment for me as far as uh, having more faith in God instead of doubting God. Yeah.
Okay. That's a beautiful story. Uh, question from Kenneth Wynn. He said, I see the motif in the background. How versed are you on the keyboard and piano?
Well, look, I'll tell you a story with that. I wish I could play this. My wife is the virtuoso on the piano. She's a bad pianist. We both. That's how we met each other, and we both were actually classically trained, and
Okay.
so she uses that. That bass guitar you see in the back. That's what I'm picking up now. I'm trying to learn that. So yeah.
so Charles, why the instrument, the saxophone of choice? Why that particular instrument?
It's funny because the very first instrument before I joined band when I was in the seventh grade, all I wanted to do was play drums. And I went to summer band and was going to try out different things. So I tried out on as many instruments as possible. And so I'm young, and at the time I picked saxophone because my friend was playing. We were buddies, that was a way for us. And it was only until back to my previous story, I saw like Grover Washington on TV and Kenny G, and I saw these artists playing and having a good time. And then, the first time I got to play out and play in church, and I was like, wow, this makes people feel good. It makes me feel good. I was like, and I was hooked on the saxophone from then on,
Okay.
and it's funny, people laugh at me because if I go somewhere, all three of them are in the trunk. I don't go anywhere without. I learned my lesson once. I never forget. Years ago,
Uh,
I didn't carry it with me, and I had an opportunity to play for a really kind of important gig or event, and it was a great opportunity, and I didn't have it with me, and I said never again.
never did. That's right. Take it wherever because a lot of times a lot of my friends that are creative, all of us are creative entertainment. It's like, even, I'm in radio. So a lot of times people will ask me to do things, and you may be at an event, and I never get this day. I was at a wedding, and something happened. I used to DJ clubs and parties back in the day. So um, the announcer, something happened with the wedding planner or something, blah, blah. So I used to, you know, have fashion shows, do things of that nature. And so something happened with the wedding planner, the announcer of the wedding to introduce the wedding. And, you know, I figured, well, anybody can do that. And the lady was like, oh my God, no, we need somebody professional that can pronounce the names. And I said, well, you have to give me the list of names and, you know, give me 5 minutes so I can kind of go. It was a large wedding party, like 20 groomsmen, 20 bridesmaids. And, you know, I'm a little, you know, over the top sometimes. I was like, well, I ain't dressed the way I need to be dressed. I have to be presented. So she was like, Cord, when you get up there and just do it, I'm like, okay. But I think you have to be prepared, Charles, because you never know when the opportunity presents itself, and you don't know when that chance is going to come back around.
You don't know it's going to come back around. I'll never, another opportunity I had that even to this day, I don't know. I'm not going to say the particular job, the place I used to work, but this was back when Bill Clinton ran for president, and they were having the inauguration party, and I was invited to play with a band that went there to the White House to play music. And I went in, told my manager the truth, what I wanted to be off for, and she wouldn't let me off. And opportunity lost, and I was like, you know what, never again.
But like somebody says, hey, always be prepared. Hey, my friend Kat Carter, thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you check out Kat Carter too. She's amazing. Yeah. So moving into that, you know, life-changing events, and you know, that's one of Charles's projects, life-changing. So everybody, we've been keeping the comments there. Do the hashtag life-changing, and your life could be changed tonight because you are going to win that project from our guest Charles Walker tonight. To me, music is healing, it's therapy, and this CD, I promise you, will bless you. So it's life-changing. So if you type hashtag life-changing, you could be the lucky winner of this project. Okay, so everybody start doing the hashtag life-changing. We'll give people a few minutes to do that. And Charles, I also want people to know, has it been 3 days that you just released a new single?
Yeah, just released a new single on September 15th. It's been so long since I released something, and I'm, you know, still working on my actual project, but I wanted to go ahead and release the single because when I finished with it, I'm like my worst critic. You know, I don't like my sound sometimes. I don't like this, don't like that, you know. And when I finished it, even I was like, man, I like this. This is nice, you know. So I was just so excited to get it out.
Yeah. So let me ask you, is it just been life or things? What's taking so long for you to do the new song?
You know, thinking finances sometimes, running into robot people sometimes, you know, trying to depend on some people because I didn't know how to work recording software and different things at the time. And COVID, you know, kind of made me sit down and learn how to work some of this stuff, you know. But you know, it would be a situation. And here's the thing: we're all musicians, or whatever we're on this earth for. Why can't we help each other as musicians? If we help each other, work on each other's project, help each other, we can get to our destination so much more easier, you know. And a lot of times, man, you know, people would say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and there would be a no-show, you know, and you know, thinking, oh, I'm gonna record today, it'll be a no-show, or the person all of a sudden disappears for months and then come back and say, oh, I was on the road, you know, like courtesy call to say, hey, I gotta go on the road, would have been nice, you know. But and so it was that, and then it was just to the point where I was like, you know what, I can't keep depending on people or whatever. I gotta figure out how to make this thing work myself, you know. and not saying that we don't need people. We definitely need each other, you know, because that song that I released, you know, if I hadn't had other artists to pitch in, or, you know, Ronald Rawls, with great producer, he co-wrote the song with me, you know, putting more than one head together, the song just was that much more better, you know. So,
right.
Yep.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up when it's about support. If, you know, I tell people that all the time, like, what is so hard about helping one another? Hey, if I feel like this, Sean, you know, I've been in radio almost 30 years. And, you know, a lot of times I don't call names, but there's a lot of, you know, guys that, you know, I work with that are syndicated shows. And it's like, hey, how do you navigate, or can you give me some pointers, things that, how did you get here to XYZ? And sometimes people will not share this information with you. Trust me. And I'm almost like this. No matter, I feel like this. I can share my gift with you. Nobody can do it the way Jazzie can do it. Nobody will be able to do it the way Charles Walker presents it.
Exactly. Right.
So what is the problem?
What's the problem? I said that exact same thing literally yesterday. We was talking about this, and I was like, you know, nobody can beat Jazzie KWard doing what Jazzie KWard do. Nobody can beat me at doing what I do at what I do, you know. And so we all should have our own path, our own style, our own flavor, whatever. That's what makes life, that's what makes music interesting, you know. And so, you know, instead of looking at it like I'm a threat to you, gosh, just look at it as, you know what, we're coming together to make some music, to bless people, to have people enjoy what they hear, you know, especially in crazy times like this, COVID, people have increased depression these days, you know, people, anxiety and everything. Gosh, music is so important, you know, to put a person's mind at ease. And you know, when we are just roadblocking each other, that is so against what God put us on this earth to play music for.
Right. And I'm a person, I believe, you know, in any knowledge or my gifts that I have, I believe in sharing that with people. I have no reason to hold on to anything. If I learn something new, hey, man, did you know about such and such? Or did you know about this event? Did you know about this event? You should go out for that. It's like, well, wow, Jazzie, you told me you're not going to apply. Yeah, I'll apply for it, but hey, you may get it before me. But hey, just look out for it, brother. If you make.
Yeah, and that was one thing. Shout out to Darren Ron. Back on him. The guy is just a class act, man. If I call him or text him some advice, whatever, he's never failed me. And I appreciate it, because I know that feeling of people just going out of the way not to help you. But you know, hey, I think, you know, and I look at it like this too, the bad that I've went through, it made me say and promise myself I'll never do that to somebody else.
Right. I will never. Just like, you know, Cat Carter just said, everybody, there's a slice out here, a piece of pie for everybody. This whole world is out here for people. Life changing. Like, it could be life changing for all of us, you know. But, you know, that means, Sean, I'm going to have you back on the show, because this can turn into a whole nother conversation that I think we just need to have on a platform of other guests that I would love to include you on that platform too. Hey,
and too, like I said, you know, another project that I'm working on, like I'm working on my own project. I'm also working, my wife and I, we're working on a project together. So have us both back on, man. We play some songs for you. Yeah.
I would love to meet your wife. I saw some video and some things that you all were doing together. I said, well, I thought that to myself. I said, well, you know what? I'm going to have them both back on the show. And shout out to your wife holding you down. We have to give her a shout out.
Oh yeah. Regina Walker. Shout out to her. Yeah.
Yeah, Regina. So all of those, don't forget to do the hashtag life-changing. And if we're ready, we can go ahead and see who is the lucky winner of this CD from Charles Walker. I think we're ready. Drum roll, please. Here we go.
So no, I don't want your number, no. I don't wanna give you mine, and no.
No.
Wanna meet
Let's
you,
see.
no.
Ah,
Kenneth.
there we go. Mr. Kenneth Wynn, you are the lucky winner of the project from Charles P. Walker. Congratulations to you, my brother. Make sure you send me over a message, and we'll get that project out to you, Kenneth. And I want to ask you this, Charles. What's your most consistent prayer?
Most consistent prayer? I would say there's a couple of them, but I would say, Lord, make me a better person than I am today. You know, let me let me see someone and be able to be the one to help them. You know,
right.
My biggest thing too is, and I'm sure you can go to work, or you can be somewhere, you can be walking, and you can see someone. You don't know what people are going through. You have no idea what they're going through. And a simple, hey, how you doing? Appreciate you, goes a long way, man. It changes their whole tone. And so I'm really big on that. Lord, just allow me to speak a word into someone today.
You know what? And I'm totally probably getting off. I have my producer telling me like, but you have such a good conversation. Yeah. I think about it. So every morning, Charles, I get up about 4:30 and I go to the gym every morning, right? So either is it the gym or like this morning I run every morning, maybe about 5-6 miles. This morning it was a struggle now. But when you see people, and I'm just that kind of person, even at work, people are like, how do you smile? It's like every day you come to work, I don't see you have a bad day. You smile, and people don't realize I have problems, situations just like anybody else. But I have a choice. And sometimes it's a hard choice. And I have to ask God, please help me. I'm not in the best mood. I'm just not. But you don't know, like I see people in the gym in the morning. I was like, hey, what's up? Good morning. Some people say, they look at you sometimes like you're crazy, like, what is it? Like, and then it's like, do you speak? Do you not speak? I see people when I'm running in the morning, good morning. Some say, hey, good morning. It's like, that takes so much energy out of me not to do it.
Not to do it, yep.
It's like, wow, people, we're living through a pandemic. There's so much going on in the world. We don't know the next minute, the next hour. It doesn't cost anything to be kind or just to say, if you don't want to say hello, just throw up your hand.
Yep. So true.
So, thank you so much, Heidi.
What we thought. That's it. Yeah.
I mean, Heidi, she's a beautiful spirit. She's a beautiful spirit. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Heidi, so when people listen to your new song or just your music, period, Charles, what do you want them to take away from your music?
I hope that it's something that is memorable, whether it's a slower song, an upbeat song like the one I just released. I heard people say, "Oh, the upbeat song is catchy," and they find themselves whistling the song as they walk, whatever. And that's what I want. I want what I give to the people through music to be memorable. It's one thing to be a virtuoso on an instrument. You playing all that. A lot of times that's over people's head. You got to meet people here. You got to touch them here in their daily lives. They're gonna remember that a whole lot more than that cool riff, you know, or whatever that was done, you know. So I that's my thing, is just hoping that I could play something that's memorable, that changed their life or touched them in a way that just made them feel better.
Right, better. I love that. And you know, someone watching this program, young man, young lady, they want to follow your career path. And you know, you always ask artists, musicians, you know, you hear a lot of people say, "Oh, don't do this for the money." You know, you sure you want to do this? It's hard work. But I think life, anything that you really want to do that's worth fighting for, it's gonna take some work, right?
Yep.
So any words of wisdom or advice you can share with us for someone watching this?
Yes. If music, if that is what you want to do, whether it's just music in general, another instrument, singing, or even, you know, saxophone, if that's your passion, then it doesn't become work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't become an effort to get up and, oh, I got to do this. If you get into it, if you do what you love and it's your passion, then you'll never be going to work. You know, it's just the way I look at it. And I would say, if you can find yourself a mentor, someone that truly wants to invest in you as far as, you know, advice or whatever, and help you move down the right path. Unfortunately, I never really had that. I wish I did, but it just makes me realize that even much more. You know, if you have a mentor, you can get a mentor, take it from me, it's a huge blessing. It's a huge blessing. Don't take advantage of that mentor. You know, if they're trying to help you, hey, take heed, you know.
Right. Hey, my friend Bob, he said, perseverance is the key, genuinely loving what you are doing. That's right.
Great. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Ivy.
Yeah, Bob.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, he's another amazing guy. Anything else, Charles? You know, I'm sure with COVID, things are slowly opening up. Any projects you have coming up that you can share with us?
Any projects?
Anywhere? Are you playing live anywhere?
You know what? I am in the process of trying to find a venue here in Nashville to play. But hey, if for those of you out of town, I travel. Hey, I love it. I come play for you. So reach out to me. I'll come.
Yeah. It's like, but does he play at weddings? Would he play at my wedding? All you have to do is hit him up.
Yep. All you have to do is hit me up. There was a time when I was like, man, I'm not playing at another wedding. Heidi said, share my links. Okay. But no, I'll do it. You know, hey, like I say, anything, just reach out.
Okay. Yep. And let people know, Charles, on all social media platforms where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook at Charles P Walker Sax. So Charles P Walker Sax. You can find me on Instagram at Charles P Walker. And I'm also on Twitter at Charles P Walker and the number 1. And then you can find me on YouTube at Charles P Walker. Now, the song I just released, I should soon have an actual music video of that song to go on there. Yep. Okay.
And I also got another tweet when they can go on Spotify, Apple Music and get the song?
Yep. Just make sure, like I said, when you search me, put the P in there. There's a ton of Charles Walker, so that's why. If people are wondering why I got the P, that's my middle initial. I just stuck it in there so I can be distinguished from. But Charles P Walker, and you'll see my first project there. You'll see I think some Christmas songs, and then you'll see this new single that I released.
Okay. Yeah, and check out his latest single. It's called Move and Groove. And I tell you, it'll get you moving. I can't tell you this before I let you go. And my producer is like, you gonna just keep talking. I had it on my earbuds this morning when I was working out. Mm-hmm. And, it got a nice groove to it. So I was just saying, hey, everybody, it's all about support. For those who watch the replay, who is watching the live now, go add them on your Spotify playlist. I added the song on my Spotify playlist. Go to Apple Music, wherever music is sold and available. Download it tonight. I need everybody on this live to go and download Charles' latest single, Moving Groove. My brother, thank you so much for coming on the platform. Please come back anytime.
Oh, I would love to.
We'll love. And I want to ask you, can you hang out just a little bit for us?
Oh yeah, sure.
About 1 minute. Well, I'm gonna ask you a favor, Charles. Since we were,
okay.
Can you just take us out of the show with something?
Sure. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Yeah, here we go.
Okay. Thank you, my brother. Stick around for me for about 1 minute. Hey,
right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was national recording artist Charles P. Walker. He has a new single called Moving Groove. Go over to charlespwalker.com. Check out the website. Wherever music is sold, go download the song right now. Phenomenal brother. Great music, great project. Again, I'm your host, Jazzie KWard. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Don't forget, KWard Radio, YouTube, right over there. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can go back and watch the show. Go to kwardradio.com and subscribe to the website. Any artist that would like to be featured on the show, send me your music. My information is there, the address, my website. If you would like to support the show, any monetary gifts, it's not too small. PayPal, Cash App, all of that is there. Join me each and every Saturday on WVAS for Saturday Jazz Affair on 90.7. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night. I look forward to being back with you next time right here on Jazzie After Dark Artist Talk. I'm Jazzie KWard. Make sure you take care of yourself and each other.